Buddha here next to me. Hi, Achim here, InnerSpace Explorers. Today with a special guest, Liam.
Hi.
Who's a fellow ISE instructor trainer, and we'll talk more about this specifically in one of the next videos.
Yeah.
But today, and Liam is running Dive in from Mallorca. By the way, as you can see, we are basically sitting in the center in the classroom, and I got basically a video comment on an older video of mine. And before we get into this is not to blame the person that posted it. Actually, I put a heart on it because I love comments like that. Very honest, very open. But I read it to you, we looked at each other and was like, that's a awesome topic for a video, because there's a lot of it to discuss. So if this would be a dive talk video, it would be Coldwater divers reacting to Coldwater issue, something like that. I'm just reading this, and basically you're the native speaker, you should read it. Yeah, you read it. So I don't need the glasses. So the video was comment on digital weights, yes or no.
And why, yeah.
And why.
So the comment says, many years ago a friend and I went to dive a cold mountain lake in wetsuits and rental gear. At about 100 feet depth, ice formed in my regulator, which was tuned for tropical diving, causing a free flow and empty tank. My buddy and I shared air and started a controlled swimming ascent. Well, approx 20 seconds later, his reg also free flows, leaving us both at approximately 90 feet depth, completely out of air. We both forgot to ditch our weights at the bottom. We were gasping and swimming hard for the surface and barely made it. Could easily have drowned that day. If we had ditched our weight, we would have floated to the surface.
Yeah, thanks for that. So there's a lot of things in this.
Yeah.
So it starts with we were diving a cold water lake in wetsuits and rental gear. All right. I mean, so in 100 feet is about 30 meters.
So it's probably 4 degrees.
Yeah, something. So
lake.
cold water, 30 meters, 100 feet. So limit for recreational diving. Sounds like a single tank dive to me.
Yeah.
And then he says something like the regulators were tuned for tropical diving. Have you ever seen, or have you ever, as a service technician, have you ever tuned a regulator to tropical? I mean, what does that mean?
Can't really say that I've ever tuned a regulator for tropical diving compared to temperate climates or cold water. There is, of course, differences in regulators, but in my honest opinion, I think you will agree that nowadays, if you buy a regulator, it'll handle cold waters.
Yeah, and the thing is, and I talked about that in another video, why does a regulator free flow? Or ice up, or whatever you want to call it. But this is not because the regulator has an issue. The issue is always that there's moisture in the regulator, which usually is a user error, or the tank the gas in the tank has too much moisture, which again leads to moisture in the regulator. So it could be the fault of the person filling the tank. But other than that, or whatever the cause of the moisture in the regulator is, that's what causes the regulator to free flow, or have an ice buildup inside the regulator that then causes a free flow. So the next thing is that the way it is described is the regulator free flowed and he was out of gas.
Yeah.
So even if, again there's a video about this, even if if you purge that regulator, you press the purge button all the way, so maximum free flow, it takes a lot of time to drain the tank.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
So this either means that there was extremely bad gas planning and there was only a little bit of gas left in that tank, or that person did not know how to breathe from a free-flowing regulator and use that gas. So that means, oh, regulator is free-flowing, I can't use it anymore, so I'm out of gas. Or they close the tank. But from 30 meters on a recreational dive, within recreational limits, and a properly planned minimum gas, you should basically be able to even,
sort of body breathe,
go very close to the surface, breathing from a free-flowing regulator, or you could feather the valve. There's also a video, plenty of videos we already did, how you could also handle that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, feathering the valve, for those of you who don't know, and I'll see if I find that video and put a link here. So you have a free-flowing regulator, and there's way too much air basically escaping to comfortably breathe from the regulator. Plus, you would lose a lot of gas. So you could place one hand on the hand wheel. You close that tank, and when you want to breathe, you just open it up. You inhale, you close it, and that way, I mean, you're basically not using a lot of gas, and would easily be able to make it to the surface without even needing gas from your body, which in that case would have probably prevented that second regulator to free flow as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's many questions to be asked. Like, if it was me doing that dive, I'd personally probably doing doubles in a dry suit. I mean, minimum gas for 30 meters on the single tank is always like, So you eliminate the issue of having the one first stage, that sort of stuff. I think there's many things that I personally wouldn't do, but then again, going back to the original topic of ditching the weights, I mean, the comment itself sort of proved that even with people who are probably overweighted and not perfectly weighted or whatever, they still made it to the surface, which just sort of proves the point of the video, right?
Yeah.
Don't actually need to ditch your weights.
True, absolutely true. But for me, it's actually all the things in between.
Oh yeah.
I mean, then the second regulator free flows and leaves them both out of gas at 90 feet, which means they made it up 3 meters. And within 3 meters, from 30 to 27, or 100 feet to 90 feet, they lost 2 tanks of gas. That must be a violent free flow and a very high performing regulator.
Oh yeah.
Because that, I mean, if you press that perch button, you do not empty these tanks unless they have like 20 bars or something like that. So that's the first thing that I don't understand here. So if I would have to make a guess, I would say they probably just did not breathe from them because they could not handle the free-flowing regulator. Which actually could be an interesting topic for our scuba tips for beginners. Oh, now I mentioned it. There's a new playlist series. We actually, I mean, sitting here in the center in these boring nights, which is more or less a recreational center, we thought a lot about, or we actually experienced a lot of things that recreational divers talk about, have issues with, etc. And we thought maybe that would be great to go back to the basics and do a couple of very simple things, like from how to set up a BCD, probably how to attach a regulator, what to look for, hose routing, things like that.
Your cam bands, all those sort of things.
So these videos are already uploaded, but not publicly, because I basically wanted to publish like a list and not like video by video by video. But as I mentioned, but that could be actually an interesting one. And then obviously the weight issue. And I mean, the final comment is, if we would have ditched our weights, we would have floated to the surface, which sounds to me like
gentle fairies.
Yeah. I doubt it. I'm thinking about wetsuits, expanding, still some swimming because you have no gas, you want to reach the surface. For me, it sounds more like a pretty too fast, uncontrollable ascent from a depth that holds potential risk of lung injuries, maybe a little bit of deco issues, bubble formation. So definitely not what you want. There's another video, the spiral of death, or the spiral of, I think it's called like that. So you have an issue on the water, and the last thing you want is another one, right? So something goes wrong, which, yeah, things happen. Your focus is to control the issue and end the dive in the most, how should I say that, in the most
safest manner,
in the safest and most conservative way, because you definitely do not want to have another issue. So you're at 30 meters, you're out of gas, you're trying to share gas with your partner who's also out of gas, then you want to add an uncontrolled shoot to the surface on top of that. I doubt it. So yeah, ditching the weights is just not on topic. And I mean, as you said, the fact that the guy posted this comment proves actually that even without the ditchable weights, they made it to the surface. The issue here, in my opinion, is more or less the breathing
going
thing.
wrong before.
Yeah, but if you think if he would be able to feather his valve, for example, which is great, because that also leaves your BCDs that are functional, because first of all you have gas and you have access to it, would have enabled him to make a normal ascent while using the buoyancy device. So I don't think that this is a good argument for I need ditchable weights. Actually, it's the opposite.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, I hope you found a couple of ideas and thoughts in this video. Again, thanks to the person that posted that. This is not to bash you or
not meant
whatever. We actually
talking or whatever.
highly appreciate the fact that you posted that, that you had the guts to post this and give us a topic. And I also hope that you, I don't know your real name, so I'm sorry for that, probably get something out of this. If you watch this video now, I would highly appreciate, obviously if you don't want to, not publicly, but if you would drop us a message, because I would be really interested to learn why you said you guys were out of gas. So was it we could not breathe from a free-flowing regulator, or was it a shutdown tank, or was the thing really empty? That would be, for me, is the biggest question that I have looking at this scenario.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you have questions, comments, maybe you have a story like that with a different outcome or with a different starting point, let us know in the comment section. Other than that, if you like the content, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and we see you in the next video. Stay safe.